Hello, Libra, and welcome to Indigo Rising Tarot. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you're having a great day. This will be your weekly reading for the week of August 31st through September 6th. And during that time, we'll have a first quarter moon, 31st or 1st, kind of depending on where you are, and that's the energy. That's when the energy will come in, and that energy kind of reminds me of a full moon. It's when we feel a little bit impulsive and impatient, maybe a little bit active, just kind of hard to buckle down and get things done or concentrate on anything. So use that energy accordingly. If you're going to fight against that, you might want to use meditation, something calming, or if you're going to use that energy for some good, then go ahead and do it. We then move into the waxing gibbous energy, which of course that's definitely calmer. You're able to breathe a little bit easier. Yeah, it's a good time for a deeper understanding and outlook on things. You can kind of make adjustments, do planning and preparation for things that you're working on, or just execute the things that you've started on the new moon. So please keep those moon energies in mind as we excuse me, let me grab a drink as we move through the week. Got a little choked up there for some reason. Okay. All right, Libra. This will be an intuitive general reading for energies that you may or may not encounter. So, of course, please take what resonates and leave what doesn't for someone else. And your overall message for this reading, Libra, is have faith in your dreams. Okay, let's see what the Libra Collective has going on for the week. I would like to say, Libra, that since my readings are free to you, all that I ask in return is that you hit that subscribe button. And if you're not aware, you do need to be logged into your YouTube account to subscribe to accounts. There was a time when I didn't really understand how YouTube worked, so my kids explained it to me. And here I am YouTubing. Isn't that funny? How things evolve, right? But yeah, you need to be logged in. But if you could hit that subscribe button, it just notifies you when I post readings and helps you find me. So it really helps my channel. It's super easy for you to do. So I will give you a moment right now to hit that subscribe button for me. Thank you so much. And if you've been a subscriber, thank you so much for coming back and helping me build a community here. I see you and I really do appreciate you. All right, and my weekly reminder this week is that you keep a spiritual journal. Sometimes we don't recognize the patterns that are evolving in our life when it comes to our spiritual world. So keeping a journal, just writing down things like synchronicities that you're having. Sometimes you start to see a pattern when you look back through the years, like, oh, I remember, how are these different synchronicities connected? Also dreams, you may see some sort of pattern that evolves in your dreams. So it's just a good way to be able to look back and see what those evolutions are, what things that maybe you remembered to apply a thing that you learned, and maybe you've forgotten something that you wanted to change about yourself, and it's somewhere in your past there. So that's just my friendly reminder this week, Libra, is that you keep a spiritual journal. All right, without further ado, I will quit babbling here and we'll get into this reading. Libra, August 31st through September 6th. Have faith in your dreams. This card wants to come out because it's the Wheel of Fortune card. So have faith in your dreams. Have faith in, I was just talking about this card. I think it came up in the Leo reading, is that, the Wheel of Fortune to me is that you just don't know what's going to happen today, tomorrow, things that can change your life, even just the most minor thing, like, making a new friend, meeting someone that's very important to something that you're involved with, maybe a dream that you're working on yourself, or a charity that you're involved with that needs this person. It's just interesting how, people, maybe information, maybe a book falls into your lap, that just helps you. This is a card about evolving sometimes in a surprising way that you didn't even set out and plan. It just kind of something happens and it changes your trajectory. So that's kind of where you are right now. So have faith in your dreams and have faith that that you're prepared for when something like that gets in front of you, that you're doing the preparation work that makes you ready for anything, or ready for any sort of involvement, and even in a surprise manner. Okay, at your current situation is the 9 of Wands, so you're definitely looking back. This is our wounded warrior card, that he's looking back over the battle we've just been through, it's exhausting, but that's kind of an evaluation. So you're kind of in this evaluation mode. Am I doing the right thing? Again, your overall card here is have faith in your dreams. So, you might be want to be making slight adjustments and things, but you're looking back and kind of in that evaluation mode, which really kind of goes along with the waxing gibbous energy that we have coming up for you this week. So if this means taking notes, writing things down so that you don't forget them, sometimes, just journaling is a good way to just remember things, but you're kind of in that evaluation mode. At the root of this situation is a little bit of dissatisfaction. So maybe you're not happy with how things have been going recently with your dreams, and you're kind of looking back like, where can I make those changes? And that's what, we're all ever doing, that ever evolving and ever evaluating, looking forward to the future. But you do have to look back sometimes and say, okay, well, I've done this and it hasn't been working, so let's make the appropriate changes and let's try something else for a few months and see if that works better. In your recent past is the Six of Cups. So this is definitely about just enjoying the moment. That I feel like you're enjoying whatever it is that you do. um this can be a little bit of nostalgia about what inspired you to get into this thing, and I feel like if this is some dream of yours, there's been something in your past that has definitely inspired you, and you're kind of thinking about that. And you might even be looking back, with this guy looking back to the past, that might even be like, what inspired me initially to do this, and do I still have that energy of that childlike joy doing this thing? And sometimes you need to question that you get bogged down with other. And I just want to say that, let's say that you're in some sort of artistic endeavor and it becomes the way you make your money. Well, now, besides doing your artistic endeavor, you are also bogged down with kind of the business side of things. And that can be, for someone creative, it's not the most fun stuff that you have to manage and do. So, you may be wondering, should I be hiring a person to kind of do these things to free up my time to get back to the creative thing that I love, and the reason I got into this. I don't know why I'm using that as an example. Someone probably needed to hear that, but something to think about as you're doing those evaluations. What is on your mind this week is to collaborate here with the Three of Pentacles. So, you may be thinking about that maybe a collaboration with someone else to, again, free up your time, so that you have more time for the thing that you actually love to do, whether it be a creative thing or even, um, just something involved with. I do feel like this is some dream of yours that you've had since you were young, and you want to do this thing, but there's something, just kind of, there are things that are getting in the way. And again, you need to evaluate. It's not anything major, but you want to get yourself prepared so that when something unexpected does come up, unexpected and positive, that's going to evolve you, that you're just ready to go, that you're ready to face whatever that is, take it on, and kind of go with the flow of it. What is just ahead of you this week is the Seven of Swords. So, Seven of Swords is usually about being very cunning and crafty, but it could also be about theft and hidden agenda. So, make sure that you're looking around you to make sure that that's not something that's going on. Make sure it's not something that you're involved in, also, that you're being very ethical about the things that you're doing. But, sometimes too, with sword energy, I feel like this card could be that you are, let's say that you are trying to hire someone, is that maybe you give them a little bit of the information without all of the information. This is kind of just a way to scope out to see if they understand where you're coming from, or I want to say, so that they're not so that they don't have the ability to BS you, that they are capable of doing this thing when really maybe they're not. Like, you want to give them enough information to get them talking, but don't answer their questions, if that makes sense. But that's something that's ahead of you this week, and something you probably just need to be wary of, is to make sure that there is no theft or hidden agenda around you, that you're kind of dealing with ethical people and being ethical yourself. In your advice position is Page of Pentacles. So, this is a new path for you, and this is a new path in the financial realm. And again, if it's getting someone to take care of things, I don't know why I keep coming back to this. The cards aren't necessarily, well, I mean, they kind of are. This is about a dream of yours. So, that you do want to be able to have the time to work on your dreams. And if that means that, if it's a new path for you, it can also be lucrative. Again, if you're getting someone to take care of the business side of things, just make sure they're on the up and up, and that it can free up your time to create more of those pentacles if that's what you're trying to do there. What is beyond your control is some judgment. This could be judgment, just self-judgment. This could be judgment of others. This could be, but there's some decision, some judgment that comes in here. Again, if it's something here, maybe it's someone around you that you just need to switch a person out, that you're finding out that there is some sort of theft or something happening around you. You make a judgment about that and just deal with it accordingly. And you're just going to switch that person out for someone else. You're going to give someone else a try. This might be why you're looking back over this, over your path, where something's not adding up. And it could be what this person is. That might just be a little warning for you in here. What is your secret desire, or what you're trying to avoid? Is the King of Wands. Hopefully this is your secret desire, which is kind of being so completely knowledgeable about your passion, and about the thing that you're involved with, that you know everything about it. I hope you're not trying to avoid knowing everything about this thing that's really driving your dream. And sometimes education is it's something you have to do. You have to learn every little single aspect about it. In your outcome position is a little bit of a celebration. So I feel like whatever happens here this week, it does wrap up. I feel like you might have some judgment here about this person, that you're looking back and thinking maybe things aren't adding up financially for some of you. Have faith in your dreams. Not everybody is on the up and up all the time. Make sure that those numbers are adding up for you if it's something financial that you're dealing with, when it comes to some passion that you're involved with. What is hidden from you this week? I'm very curious to see, is the Queen of Pentacles. Interesting. So King of Wands is out there in your secret desire trying to avoid, but Queen of Pentacles is about the understanding of material things and financial things. And maybe that's why you're looking back on this. And maybe that's what you do need to gain, is some sort of understanding here. And again, when it's royalty like this, it tells me that it's not only your own understanding, but it's also understanding the people around you. So there might be something that you're missing. I'd be very curious if you're comfortable sharing in the comments. If any of you encounter something that's been going on that's not on the up and up when it comes to something that you're involved with in your dreams, drop me a message and let me know. I'd love to hear, what that story might be for you. I hope you get that rectified. Also, I want you to look up angel number 33. I do see a couple of threes here on the table, so I will make that note too. Let's get a final word here from the Soul Oracle deck. I'm going to say watch for someone in your midst that might not be as honest as you thought. And it might just turn things around. Maybe you have to replace that person with someone else. Work on a different method of kind of checking that things are on the up and up, and see where that goes. All right, Libra, Soul Oracle deck says all things in moderation. So that's never bad advice. When it comes to this, I would say this works with people too. All people in moderation. You can only take so much. Let's get a self-care message for you this week. What does Libra need to do to take care of themselves this week? August 31st through September 1st. All right. Self-worth. And this card says, why settle for crumbs when you deserve the whole meal? Interesting. Why settle for crumbs? And, this is about self-worth, self-love. You're looking back on something. This is a passion project for you, something that you love to do. You collaborate, but there's something that you are a little bit disappointed in. I think when you rectify this problem, which is some sort of judgment here against someone that maybe you've put some trust in, that you're going to come out with a celebration. You're going to be happy that you discovered something, uncovered something, fixed it, and that you're ready to move on. So have faith in your dreams. And of course, if you're comfortable sharing, Libra, drop me a comment down below. Let me know if there was something like this going on for you. Of course, this won't resonate with everybody, but for somebody specific out there, you were definitely meant to hear this. So drop me a message down below. Let me know what's going on with you. Let me know if this resonated with you. Also, again, if you like my reading style, please hit that like and subscribe button. It just pushes me out in the algorithm, and I really appreciate that. But most importantly, Libra, it'll help you find me next week, where we'll see where this story goes. So thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.